Hi there, it's Pascal here. So in this video, we're going to be talking about starting a business after 50 years. Or after 50, basically. So this has come about because I got an email and someone was asking me, telling me about a little bit of his background, his age, he's got family, with even grandchildren, and he doesn't have what he wants in life at the moment. He's scared that he's gonna get old and he's not gonna live his best life. Now, this is not gonna be. It's not gonna be only this guy that is going through this, because there's a lot of people who have been sold, in my opinion, that they should go to school, get a job, and obviously retire at 65, and they will have a phenomenal life after that. But what I stumbled upon when I started with my SFM training was I understood that most people do not think. And you may be wondering if that's an insult or something. It's not. It's a fact. And because what I mean by that is someone told you, but we don't know who this is, came up with this concept of school. There's nothing wrong with school, don't get me wrong. Nothing is good or bad, only your thinking makes it so. If nothing is wrong with school, but someone has told us to, maybe our parents or guidance, to get into school, graduate, and wait till 65 before you can leave. So basically you have to work for maybe 40, 30 years, I don't know, everybody's different. It's a story that we all bought, and we are just going through it without asking questions. Many people go through it without really thinking about, is this real? The realization normally comes later on in life, when they've gotten to that 50, 55, and they're looking around. They still need to work to make a living, and they're looking at their pension. It's not going to give them the kind of life they desired, they thought when they were 25. So the thinking is not there. So if you're looking to start a business online and you are in this kind of phase and you're struggling to understand, there's one thing you have to understand. There's a quote that I came across. It's by Joseph Campbell. He said, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." What that simply means, you might be looking at this, is what you are afraid to do is what you need to do. And this is exactly what my mentor Justin told me in Australia back in 2017 in SFM training. So that thing you're afraid of doing, that's what you need to do. Fear tells you what to do to get a good life. Anything that you are afraid of doing, go and do it. Everybody's different. If you're afraid of opening the laptop, open it. That's what you need to do to make the money. If you're afraid of going to the bank to get a loan, go to the bank and get a loan. That's what you need to do if you don't have money. If you're afraid of time, you need to talk to your boss and tell him to give you time. That's what you need to do. Lean into that fear and go and speak to your boss. Tell him you need a week off, that you need to get your life together. Can you do it? This fear will come. But that's what you need to do, to get the time to start the business. That's what the quote means. So if you're looking to start a business after 50, this is one thing I want you to consider. There's only one thing they're up against, is time. And the way you approach it now and the way you would approach it when you were younger is going to be different. I have to be honest with you, because business takes time before you can learn. The first 6 months, I usually say, is learning. And if you're 50 now, and it normally takes at least 2 years for you to, if you know what you're doing, to start replacing your income month in, month out. Most people do it 18 months. So if you're 50, that means you're looking at getting there at 52. So if you at 52, you are now in the phase of you're working in your job and you're earning the same amount of money in your job. Some people, don't get me wrong, some people do this in 6 months. Some people do it in a short period of time, but I'm not talking about the minority here. I'm talking about on average, like people that are working 9 to 5, that have that business mindset. They don't have a lot of things, the baggage they're carrying about. They got a little bit of balance in their life. So they get into the business, they take actions, and they get the result. These are the people that get it in 6 months. I had this problem. I was divorced. I wasn't seeing my children. I was working 14 hours. I was very low paying job. I didn't have any skills in life. So all these things I had it. So that's why it took me time. It took me about 10 months to quit my job. So everybody's time is going to be different. I want you to understand that. But if you are in that phase and you are looking at doing this, I want you to give yourself at least 2 years. But that doesn't mean that 2 years, because what I want you to understand is 2 years is going to come anyway. You're 50 now, you're going to get to 52 anyway. You can't do much about it. So if you're 52, you're making the same amount of money you're making in your job, and you're making that on the side. So you have double income now coming. That gives you a better foundation for the next 2. And that is where you scale, because you now have the skills that you need. You now have the time. But you understand what you're doing a little bit. So I would not expect you now to get into an online business and you start playing safe like a kid that is 25. That's got a lot of years to live, because you have to be honest with yourself. You're not going to have the same strength you have now in 5 years' time. This is downhill now. From 50 is downhill. From 55, if you can live a phenomenal life from 55 to 65, it's 10 years of good life. But if you fail to take action now, you look at the last 5. That's exactly what the next 5 is going to look like. It's Jim Rohn that taught us this thing. He said it. So you have to understand your approach is not, you're not going to be, you see all these people that say skepticism, it doesn't work. You're not going to entertain. You need to delete that very early from your mindset. That this is it, I'm going to do it. Make those decisions. Because if you're, does it work? What am I going to be selling? Where is the product? You're not going through the training the way it's laid out. You're looking for that magic sauce. You're in for. You probably know what your life is going to look. So my humble suggestion to you is go and start doing something now, because what you don't see is what is ahead of you, because you have been training kids to be just like you. Iron sharpeneth iron. You have to understand that. You have to be, one skill you must develop is being humble, because what has kept you this long, it's you think you know it, but the truth is that you don't know it. So you have to be humble and accept that fact that you don't know. And this is where God said, I will lift you up. So you need a mentor. Listen to him. Do what he tells you to do as you get into the training. Don't start questioning much, because that thing, it's a mindset blocker. You need to go through module 2 to understand this mindset I'm talking about, as to what laid in module 2. It's $297 and $97 every month to get there. So you have to pay that as soon as you get into the training, and start going through that training to understand what is going on in here, because that's the foundation. Because if it takes you time to unlock your mindset, that's how long your journey will be. Because the earlier you unlock that thing that you think you know, you just delete. Because this story that you bought into, that kept you this long, the truth is that you just have to delete it and write a new story. So the earlier you write your story, the better for you. That's what I want to share with you on this video, because time is of essence. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be practical with yourself. It's not working. Look around you. Tell yourself the truth. Be honest with yourself. Not me, not the training, not anybody else, not your spouse, not your children, yourself. Because the moment you accept that is responsibility right there to change. Start going to the gym. You probably need to drinking medications like I was to keep your blood pressure, to maintain one sort of your health if you're lucky. You're not drinking any. Because if you're not going to the gym, chances are you must start going. SFM puts people in the gym. You might be wondering what I'm in the gym now. You can see my gear. I'm geared up. It's a game changer. It's not just an online business. It's a life-changing program. But you have to stick with it. You have to stick. There are so many people going through this life transformation. When you get in there, you will surprise yourself. You will be like, why did I wait this long? That's what most people say when they get in. Why did I wait this long? It's that blocker. That cave you're afraid to enter. It holds that treasure. That thing that you're looking for all these years is somewhere. But you need to go through a wall. MID. In most people's cases, it's finances. You just have to go and get the money. I don't care where you get the money from, but you must get it somewhere to pay and go there and harness that thing that you want. Once you grab it, you have it. Start creating a life for yourself. 2 years, 5 years from now, 6 months possibly, things could change. But you have to change first. If you change the way you see things, the things you look at will change. Don't wish it was easy. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for less problem. It's all there. Wish for more wisdom to overcome the challenge. You can't fly without gravity. You have to understand that. You can't fly without, there has to be challenge. But you can fly. It's when you understand the challenge and you know what to do. I wish you all the best. I hope to see you in training. If you make it, apart from that, if you like what I'm sharing, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And I'll be putting up more of these videos to help people who are stuck, because there is a way out. There is a way out, but you just have to be humble to accept the fact that I don't know. And click the link around this video, get yourself involved in the training, and watch the next 3 months, watch the next 6 months. It's gradual, but when you start smelling that success, you know you're doing the right thing. But right now, can you smell it? Is there anything that tells you that there's success on the way coming? If there is not, you need to change something. I wish you all the best. Take care. It's Pascal. Bye-bye.